about export? Nice, nice. Okay, this is the huge interactive portion of the day. We're going to be discussing how to make export a little less risky for each of you. But we're going to do this in a game format. So my name is Jeremy Carson. I'm one of the team leads here in America. And my team hates me because I do this to them too. So thank you for participating. Okay, you guys ready? Excellent. How do you guys feel about that? Feeling confident? Who got all of them right that you think? Got it? Papua New Guinea. Anybody else feel confident? No? Okay, we'll go ahead and review them. I'm going to bring up a couple of helpers here. So we have Danielle, who is our other American John. So no accent happening there. And then we have Jill, who's from our Canada market. So definite accent there. Aboot and sorry and all of that. So we'll be having them read the questions, and then we'll reveal the answers one by one. So Danielle, if you could start us off there.
Absolutely. Number one, the U.S. has the second highest Spanish-speaking population in the world. Which country has more Spanish speakers?
Guesses? Throw it out there. Mexico? Okay. The answer is Mexico. At 121 million Spanish speakers. So we'll come back to this one a little bit. So number two?
Number two, true or false, a one-time poor interaction with your brand's mobile site will decrease a consumer's likelihood of conversion by 39%.
Audience? Ooh, gutsy move there. Gutsy move. And the answer is true. My boss. Okay, so it is true. 39% do say that. So number three?
Number three, how much did Black Friday e-commerce sales grow year over year?
Yell it out. 40? 30? 30%. Oh, some destroyed dreams out there. Destroyed. Okay, and we'll kick it over to Canada. So let's go number four there.
Thank you. So what percent of queries in Canada are en français?
That means French, just for you guys. So. What's that? 15? Answer is 15%. Nice, very nice. And number five.
Yes, Julia may not be a big online shopper, but I definitely am. Which of these is not a barrier for Canadians shopping on American e-commerce sites? What do we think?
Yell it out. Answer is low brand awareness. Very nice. So I wanna hear a little more depth on a couple of them. So let's get the two lowest scoring ones. Julia? Number five for sure. Okay. So if you could expand maybe a little bit about number five, going into brand awareness.
Hi, everyone. So the reason that low brand awareness is usually not an issue, especially in a B2C context, is because most Canadians live within easy driving distance of the U.S. border. They go to the U.S. all the time. They're already ordering online from the U.S., so they're very familiar with products and brands there already. And just a quick example of this, some of you may have heard that Target did not do so well when it came to Canada. They came in and then had to leave in less than 2 years. And the big reason is because their product mix in Canada and their pricing in Canada was not competitive with Target US. And so Canadians preferred to drive across the border maybe an hour away and go to Target US versus shopping somewhere closer to home because the experience is so much better. So the thing I often tell Americans coming to Canada is remember when you're coming, you're not just competing against Canadians, you're really competing against yourself.
Wow, not one single Canadian accent. None. Okay, and number one? Okay, so let's get into a little more depth on number one there.
Absolutely. So as you see, currently 52.6 million Spanish speakers in the market. The breakdown of that, 41 million native speakers, 11.6 million bilingual. What they have projected is that by 2050, there will be 150 million Spanish speakers in the US and that they will supersede Mexico as the top market. So what we've seen is that it's really important to have that bilingual content and that custom domain because this Spanish-speaking market is going to represent about 1.3 trillion in terms of e-commerce sales. So the growth is there and the money's there.
Nice, nice. Let's give it for our lovely ladies. Thank you very much. So if you guys are ready, you guys ready for round two? We're moving into LATAM next. So stretch out. Let's get ready. And go. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to invite the beautiful Eugenia. I just feel so sexy saying that. Eugenia is going to be joining us, and she's part of our LATAM program, so she's an export consultant down there. So as soon as she has, or she'll just talk really loud. So we'll have her read through the questions, and then we'll answer.
Okay, let's start. Which of these are major online sales events in Latin America? There are many.
BC Andy.
Okay,
Number 2.
moving to the second one.
Yep.
How many mobile users are there in Latin America?
How many mobile users are there? 400 million? Nice, nice. Everybody's feeling confident. They got that one.
So,
Number 3.
the third, which Latin American country has the highest internet penetration?
Chile.
So, number 4 is, what is the main consumer concern for e-commerce in Mexico?
What do you guys say? Louder. C? Product delivery. Not trustworthy. And number 5.
So, number 5 is, which of these is the preferred payment method in Brazil?
B? I hear a lot of B's. It is B. Very nice. Very nice. Julia, what's the lowest scoring one? Number 1. Number 1 is the lowest scoring one. So if you could give a little more insight into that?
That was surprising, right? Many events. So what we see in Latin America is that these events are creating and expanding to new countries and new markets. So even though they are in different countries in Latin America, they share some things. More and more companies are joining, and the events themselves are getting more organized. Just to give you guys an example, I'm from Argentina. In Argentina, we have Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday took place last year in November for 2 days. What started being a Cyber Monday, which already was a dilemma because it was for 2 days, ended up being a Cyber Week. We saw that queries, people were starting to look for products before the event started and then continue looking for the products after the event finished. So this is a great opportunity in case you have campaigns in there to be aware of what's happening, be aware of the new events, and be present when they happen. So just to give you an example, in Cyber Monday for Argentina, sales were $56 million, which is a lot, and those represent a 243% increase compared to 2013. What we see is that these events are getting more advanced. Clients are doing lots of campaigns, and they are trying to get more experts in the market so we can really conquer our region.
So let's give it up for Eugenia. And we're moving to EMEA. So get your EMEA brains out. And go. Okay, so I've invited Valerie up here, who is coming over from the Dublin office. So she's one of our EMEA export consultants that has joined us and wealth of knowledge. First of all, who can guess how many languages she speaks? Throw it out. 6, 7, 8. How many?
Well, fluently, like 4, and then it gets easier once you speak a few languages to understand and kind of have basic command of other languages.
So what would your stretch be?
6.
Nice, nice. I speak 1. And Pig Latin. Very good at Pig Latin. Very good. Okay, let's go through question number 1.
Yeah, sure. So which is the most popular e-commerce payment method in the Netherlands?
Give it. Let's hear it. B. I think it's B. Yes. Nice. Nice. Okay, number 2.
Is Black Friday actually a phenomenon in Europe?
What do you guys think? Is there a Black Friday in Europe? Yes, there is. There is.
Number 3, what percentage of the German population embraces mobile shopping?
Mobile shopping for Germans. How many embrace it? C? C, nice.
Very good. So,
We have some smart ones here. I like this. Not that you're not, boss.
speaking of languages, for countries in which English is not the primary language, which country's citizens have the highest English proficiency, A, B, or C?
I even knew this one. Nice.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And what is an average internet penetration across Eastern European countries?
And I know that D was just added yesterday, so it's not D, for sure. I watched it happen. So 75%, 5. Excellent. Who felt good? Okay, what was the lowest ranking?
Yeah, sure, I can start there. So Ideal is an automatic payment system that allows you to make a payment by just pressing a button. The most important banks in the Netherlands are all connected to Ideal, and not just in the Netherlands, in Belgium as well, by the way. And the way it works, as a consumer, I want to buy something. Dutch people don't like credit, and I speak also as as a Dutch person. We like to pay for things with the money we own. And so, paying by debit card is very popular, and Ideal allows you to make the transaction very quickly. So you press the button and the payment goes directly from your bank account.
It sounds like an ideal situation.
Let's talk a little bit about Eastern Europe. When we hear Eastern Europe, we usually think East Bloc, and it's, we have a little bit of a negative image there, right? But as Dr. Popper mentioned, it's a very diverse region. So there are more than 20 countries in Eastern Europe, as we know it, and there are actually 183 million people online, with the top countries ranking the Western European average of internet penetration. And did you know some other facts, like the Baltic countries, for instance? Now, they're geographically and culturally close to Scandinavia, and they're really catching up with the economic development. And countries like Estonia have very high internet penetration, even compared to Western European countries. And then we also have stats like Czech Republic and Latvia are in the top 10 world's countries by speed of internet. So go figure. But then you also have a lot of fast developing markets. So the Eastern European countries' markets are far from saturated. There's a lot of e-commerce growth and development happening. Countries like Poland, did you know that in Poland there are so many new tech startups that are interested in establishing their offices in Poland that it's becoming like this startup hub similar to Berlin. And then so some other countries as well where the internet penetration is still yet to catch up. And then we mentioned Russia. So Russia is a huge market where everyone is a little bit afraid of, similar to Africa, and there are some similarities, to be honest. But speaking of, the diversity of the EMEA region, we should also notice the similarities. For instance, there are so many Russian speakers in Europe that are not just in Russia, but also outside. For instance, the former Soviet countries, countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, most countries that end with stan, have really big Russian-speaking populations. And another thing that I really want you to remember about Eastern Europe is that because those are the markets that are not necessarily top of mind of advertisers to expand to, the consumers are used to being targeted by foreign brands. And so the expectations are lower. Like, for instance, even for delivery of goods in retail, the expectations are lower, and the consumers, as Dr. Popper mentioned, which I'm very happy for, are craving your products and services in Eastern Europe.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you very much, Valerie. Let's give it up. Okay, and moving to our last region, let's get into some APAC stats here. So, everybody ready? Thinking caps on? How's the confidence out there? Any fivers? You got it? Okay, nailed it. Nailed it. Okay, so I'm bringing Hajime up here on the stage, who will be joining us So we'll have him go through the questions quickly.
So number one, 67% of Japanese smartphone users have Fitch app on their mobile device.
What do you guys think? Lying? Nice, nice, very nice.
Number
Did you get
two,
it? Confident ones? Okay, okay, we're good.
Number 2, on Singles Day in 2014, Alibaba's revenues were
9.3.
number 3.
Yeah, they still got it. Okay,
Yep.
okay, good.
What is the ASEAN country with the highest number of online buyers?
Thinking it's D, thinking it's D. Philippines.
Number 4.
So number 4,
How many Chinese tourists visit Japan in August 2015, this year?
it is
And number 5, how many Australian internet users purchase products online from foreign countries?
I'm guessing A. That's my guess.
By the way, this is from Consumer Barometer, so check it out.
Excellent, excellent. So let's go to number. Nobody answered correctly. Okay, so yeah, let's get a little more detail on
Sure.
number 4.
So Japan is my native country, so I can talk a little bit like background on this. So the Japanese government is pushing to bring more like foreign tourists like right now. And for example, last year in Dublin office, I worked actually inquiry from Japanese government to localize their campaigns to push European tourists to come to Japan. As a result, like including everyone, but like amongst the most, actually Chinese tourists is like skyrocketing right now, and they are the biggest tourist group in Japan at this moment. So for example, even like on like a just normal like a store in town, many department stores now like even having a customer support speak in Chinese, and we even name it like a bakugai in Japanese for it means like purchase of explosion. So this is like becoming a really, really super important trend for Japanese retailers. And for you guys, probably Chinese campaigns targeting in Japan, or like even for tourists or for travel clients, maybe it's quite important to have Japan as destination all the time, targeting Chinese users.
Nice, thank you very much, Hagway.